welcome back to another episode of It's All Connected. Hopefully you know us by now if you've been watching, but for our new fans, I'm Corbin. I'm a journalist over at the Illuminerdi, huge Marvel fan, DC fan, Star Wars fan. That's good because that's what we talk about here. And these are my co-hosts.
Who are you kidding? We don't have fans.
We have like three. There's someone, you know.
No, we've got some loyal people in the chat now. I always love talking to them every week. So
that's fair. I'm Richard. I'm another writer of the Illuminerdi. I specialize in Marvel, but I love DC, Star Wars, basically anything I can get my hands on.
I am Bryce West. I am a writer for the Illuminerdi. I've been getting into some DC stuff now. So I'm getting into the world. I've previously and still currently have been the major Power Rangers writer on the site, but I'm moving into some DC stuff now. A lot of Zack Snyder's Justice League news. So yeah, it's been fun.
Very cool.
Right on. We got a lot of awesome stuff to talk about today. It's been a good week for news. First thing that we're going to get into is something that me and Bryce are extremely jealous of Richard over because we have not seen it yet.
We're going right into this, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
Right after that.
Start with the good stuff. That's what people want to hear about. WandaVision's
the
almost
private
here.
Call. Yeah.
So tell us what you can about WandaVision, my friend.
We started the private call with this conversation. Now we're starting the show with this conversation.
So for those of you that follow me on like Twitter or Instagram or whatever, not Instagram, I don't really use Instagram. Anyways, I was invited to be on the press junket for WandaVision, which is probably the craziest thing I've ever done in my life. It's awesome. So I got to watch the first 3 episodes. It is basically everything that everybody has said about it and more. I mean, yes, I've only seen 3 episodes. There are 9 total. There is a lot.
That's a third of the show. So, yeah. I mean,
but there are 2/3 that I haven't seen. So, but it's crazy so far. I mean, all of the eras of different television is totally accurate.
Be careful. Be careful. I'm sure you're on embargo.
Oh, no. So, no spoilers or
not trying to get assassinated.
Do you have social media embargo?
It got lifted this morning.
Okay, phew. All right. Well, we're good. We're good. And this airs a couple days after, so we should be good.
I posted my non-spoiler review earlier this morning, and the Illuminerdi posted theirs too, which I wrote up.
I completely missed that. I didn't even know that was out. This was a huge shock to me and Corbin that he even. So wait, your non-spoiler review's already out?
Just a quick tweet about it, but
a tweet. Yeah, okay. I thought you had an article out.
I'll be writing
we missed that. Okay.
I'll be writing my non-spoiler review for the end of the week. Right before WandaVision comes out.
By the way, guys, this is Saturday for viewers at home. So
yes. So still doesn't come out for almost a week, but just be ready for everything you expected and everything you didn't expect, because this show is gonna be nuts.
Yeah. So we filmed these episodes a couple days in advance. So whenever we're making fun of Richard or for being really cool and getting to watch WandaVision, and we weren't.
It'll be only 2 days till you get to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, congratulations. That is awesome. I mean,
seriously,
thank you.
Props.
Yeah.
Thank you. No, this is one of the coolest things I've ever done in my life.
Yeah.
So,
and I'm sure me and Corbin will have plenty of opportunities to do similar things. So,
absolutely.
So no, I mean, jokes aside, man, huge congrats. That is awesome.
It's gonna be a big
week. Into that. Yeah. No, next Friday certainly cannot get here soon enough. I'm so excited for that because
well, actually, it's this Friday.
We'll be.
So
Friday.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. I watched. Did y'all check out the Marvel Legends episodes? I watched those.
I have not.
I did right before I watched the episodes. It's not really what I expected, but it's nice. They're only about 7 or 8 minutes each.
Really?
That was exactly my reaction when I saw it on Disney Plus, Bryce.
Okay. I thought it was going to be like 45. So
that's what I thought too. But it's just basically a recap of where they've been in the MCU. There's one on Wanda, there's one on Vision, and it's basically just showing them all their footage through the movies so far. So, you start off with Vision when he's Jarvis and Iron Man. You start off with Wanda and Age of Ultron. It's basically a short little prequel.
So it's not like a documentary style?
The way I've described it to my friends, it's a Disney licensed supercut of the characters that we've seen in the MCU so far. It's not basically there is some cool stuff about it. There's a little bit of creative license that goes into it. There's the way that they structure it. They open the Wanda one, I believe, with a scene of her and Vision in Infinity War talking to each other, and then they go back and
I think so.
It's not they weren't perfectly linear. And I think
No.
in the Vision one, you know, there's some shots of Iron Man I wasn't expecting, just because like I feel like sometimes I forget the Vision was Jarvis.
Yeah.
You know, just because
actually, I think I remember. I think it was the Vision one that started with the with them in Infinity War,
Mhm.
and then Wanda's I think may have started off with her and Clint at the end of Endgame.
That
Yeah.
kind of disappoints me a little bit. I was kind of expecting it to be more of a Marvel 616 kind of thing. And I
Yeah.
haven't watched all of Marvel 616, but I watched the Japanese Spider-Man episode. If you guys have not watched that, that is an amazing episode, especially to a Power Rangers fan like myself, because I don't know if you guys knew this. The Japanese Spider-Man is actually what launched kind of that whole genre of shows. The sort of like giant robot fights, you know, like kind of shows.
Okay.
Because Spider-Man was actually the first show that had like a giant mecha in it.
Nice.
And then Super Sentai was already going on for a while, for like 2 seasons. So then they introduced that in season 3. And then Kamen Rider hasn't really done too much of the giant robo stuff. So that was going on for around 10 years, I think, before Spider-Man. And then but Spider-Man was definitely heavily inspired off of Kamen Rider, which is in the same universe as the Super Sentai. So yeah, it was really cool to see the making of that, and then how it tied into Super Sentai, and then in relation Power Rangers. But so I was kind of excited to see something like that with Marvel's Legends. It kind of disappoints me that we don't get to see that. I was kind of hoping to see some like let's interview Elizabeth Olsen about her role, or Paul Bettany.
Cool.
Although I have heard that, before we move on to other stuff, I think they're going to do a similar gallery series for WandaVision, kind of like how they're doing with
I've actually heard that too. Yeah.
So yeah,
so
kind of dig into what we're missing.
So yeah, hopefully that will kind of bring my fix. But I would also like to learn about some of the stuff that happened. Well, Paul Bettany, he was from the beginning, right? He played Jarvis. So I would like to hear about that, like how we got started. I mean, that's the first MCU movie, and then Elizabeth Olsen. I'm sure. I mean, this is completely unrelated to Marvel, but I'd like to see how she got into show business, especially with her sisters.
Totally.
You know, so
I want to know if Full House. I want to know if Full House comes into WandaVision at all, because I haven't gotten that far yet, and that's awesome.
They've got well, spoiler alert, it's not in the first 3 episodes, Richard, but
nope.
Richard,
come on, man.
But you're gonna get Marvel knocking down your door.
We definitely anyone could have figured that out.
Richard Nebens guy.
It's pretty common knowledge that they're starting off early and then going on.
It's the 50s, right? Is the first episode. It's like a 50s centric kind of time frame.
They start off, and this is
careful. Be careful.
This is known already. Everybody knows this, so it's not spoilers. They start off in the 50s. So
that's what I thought. So first 3 episodes would be
decades, and
presumably, and you don't have to answer this, but presumably it would go 50s, 60s, 70s for the first 3 episodes. That's my assumption.
Assume so, but you'll see it.
We'll find out.
Yes.
We'll find out. But my last thoughts on the Marvel Legends thing. You know, I want to see the same thing that you're kind of describing there, Bryce. I think that'd be dope. But here's the thing. Just because Marvel Legends isn't that doesn't mean we won't get that someday in some other form.
Absolutely.
And Marvel Legends, for me, is going to be one of the best things that's happened to the MCU when we get a Daredevil episode, when we get a Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. episode, when we get an Iron Fist episode, if they choose to keep it, which they won't.
I don't know if they can put a Daredevil episode on Disney Plus, though, because of the violence.
Well, I'm sure that's a tough question. Well,
I would love one too, but you know,
and there's no guarantee that we'll get them. But my point in saying this is that if they can make that work, if even with the TVMA shows like Hellstrom and Daredevil and Defenders and all that stuff, if they can make that work where they can do that, that is the perfect way to get fans up to speed on all the TV, and so then they don't have to go watch like literal weeks worth of content. And you can put out a Daredevil movie that's a sequel to the first 3 seasons or a new season, and people have got all they need to be ready for it. So,
and then
for me,
it'll be great. It'll be great when shows like Falcon and Winter Soldier, Loki, Hawkeye, all that come up too, because you'll get to see their whole run through the MCU.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Well, then
so,
hopefully maybe whenever Falcon and Winter Soldier comes out, they also do one for like Captain America or like Sharon Carter or Baron Zemo,
right.
some of the other supporting characters as well. Because
Totally.
I mean, WandaVision, they don't have too many MCU alumni, and if they are, they were pretty minor roles. But I mean, Falcon and the Winter Soldier has a lot of connecting supporting characters and former characters that were integral to the MCU.
I mean, for WandaVision, it's basically WandaVision, Darcy, and Jimmy Woo. That's about it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. You got Monica Rambeau. I know it's a different actress, but she was in Captain Marvel, so there's a connection there too.
Fair enough. So
yeah, those are the big ones for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's dope. I'm excited as hell for WandaVision. Can't wait for it to get here. But the one Marvel show, Disney Plus show that has had my heart since before it was announced, is of course Moon Knight. If you know me, you know how much I love Mark Spector. I cannot wait on that. And we got some really exciting news about the show. So let me pull up their names. I believe it's Justin Benson and Aaron Moorhead, but I do not want to misspeak. So they were announced as additional directors for Moon Knight. They can also confirmed that it's going to star Oscar Isaac, which is what had been reported, but then it was a little bit in question. We talked about on one of the earlier episodes, but now it looks like he will be our Moon Knight without a shadow of a doubt. And regarding Benson and Moorhead, they're indie directors. They're not big names, but I was lucky enough to get to review and check out Synchronic, which is a movie of theirs that came out last year. Actually stars Anthony Mackie, Falcon.
Yes.
So that
I
was
did
cool.
not know that.
Yeah, and he's awesome.
To me, I'd heard about it, but I'd never seen it yet.
Yeah, it's a really cool movie. I definitely would recommend checking it out. He is definitely the strongest part of it. Mackie gives a killer performance it's very, very different than what you've seen him do as Falcon. You know, his character in that film he's a paramedic with cancer, with substance abuse problems, who ends up maybe with a time travel drug, or maybe he's just losing it. And that's why I'm excited for Moon Knight, is because Synchronic, it's so trippy and it's weird, and as you're watching it, you're trying to put the pieces together of what's going on. You're not sure what's real or what's not, and that's what I want in Moon Knight with all my heart, you know. So that made me happy to hear.
Yeah.
What do y'all think about the Moon Knight situation? Well, excited for Oscar Isaac and these guys, or what?
I am getting more excited by the day. I mean, Moon Knight, for a completely different reason than you, Moon Knight has my heart because I'm Jewish, and Mark Spector is Jewish in the comics. He's the son of a rabbi. So I'm very excited to get some Jewish representation on screen. But even outside of that, Moon Knight is just such an interesting character. The more I read about him, the whole multiple personality thing is going to be something that has never been done really in the MCU before. I mean, maybe they'll get into it a little bit with Wanda in WandaVision, because, you know, as she possibly goes crazy and everything. But Moon Knight is going to be
allegedly.
I legit
not confirming anything.
Don't know.
No. I'm not saying you do know. I'm saying, like, come on, like we know that she's going to go crazy at the end. So
yeah, it's Wanda Maximoff, the Scarlet Witch.
Yeah.
But yeah, Moon Knight is gonna be a crazy series. I mean, he has 5 different personalities or something living inside him. He's you know, this crazy fighter with all this action and stuff. You know, he's got gods involved and magic and the supernatural. I mean, this series is gonna be absolutely nuts. And with the directors, I mean, those guys are awesome with all the trippy stuff. And then the other director, Mohammed Diab, I think that's how you say his name, is Egyptian. So, you know, you're going to get authentic Egyptian mythology and stuff with him involved in it. And then I think Oscar Isaac is going to kill it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, for me, I mean, I didn't personally know a lot about Moon Knight going into it. So I kind of didn't really know what to expect with the character. I know it was like a heavily requested Netflix show. Whenever that was still a thing. But as soon as Oscar Isaac was at least rumored, now confirmed to be starring as Moon Knight, that kind of like opened my eyes, like, oh, okay, so it's gonna be like one of these kind of things, because I don't know if you guys have seen, I think I might have mentioned this on the show before, maybe not, but Ex Machina, yeah.
I still haven't got to it yet.
I think you need to, because I think it definitely shows Oscar Isaac's crazy side.
Show why he's good for this role.
Yeah. So I mean, he is definitely perfectly able to play a mentally unstable. I think that's a correct. Am I correct in saying that? Superhero.
Mhm.
So yeah, I think Oscar Isaac is going to absolutely kill it in the role. So I'm really excited to see his portrayal and excited to see him still working with Disney now that Star Wars is over as well.
Agreed.
And he gets a Marvel redemption.
Yes.
After Apocalypse.
Oh my god.
You know, and he also has Spider-Man 2099 as well.
Mhm.
So
Yes, he is.
wait. All right. So what if Spider-Man 3, Oscar Isaac?
As Spider-Man 2099.
Yeah.
Oh yes, it would be. I feel like just bizarre to see him in that like kind of supporting role before he's on his Moon Knight.
Yeah.
But personally, I love that. Make Spider-Man 2099 like another personality in Moon Knight's mind, because there's been there's
that'd
one
be
really
so great in
famous
Apocalypse
arc
too,
where
Oh,
he's like
Lord.
he thinks he's
How meta
Spider-Man
would that be?
and Wolverine and Cap
Yeah.
because he's just going through like a lot. You could do a similar
Oh
thing,
my gosh.
you know. It's
Also,
definitely
if we're going Spider-Verse cameos, Catherine Hahn as Octavia.
That's right.
Octavia
I
Octavius.
forgot she even voiced her. That'd be
I was
so
gonna say,
cool.
I was looking her up for all this WandaVision stuff, and then I realized, holy hell, she's in Spider-Verse too.
Yeah.
That'd be
And
dope.
you know what? The Spider-Verse brings in everyone, man. I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm excited to see him. I mean, kind of sidebar, but I'm excited to see him as Spider-Man 2099 in the Into the Spider-Verse sequel.
Well, if it's
Yeah.
if it's as good as the first one, we're in for a good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, Miguel
And I think there's a
O'Hara
lot to
is-
do with 2099 as well. I think they're going to probably go more time travel with the second
Mhm.
one,
Yeah.
with 2099 being the focus.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
but I
I
hope
would-
they somehow bring in Spider-Gwen, because I'm a huge Spider-Gwen fan, so I don't
Yeah.
really think I want to see a Spider-Verse sequel without Spider-Gwen in it.
Mhm.
But
Hopefully.
yeah, but still, regardless, I'm excited to see Oscar Isaac as 2099. I'm excited to see him as Moon Knight. Apocalypse was unfortunate, but
Apocalypse happened.
Amen to that.
but
Yeah.
yeah, Oscar Isaac. I think we mentioned this before too, but he's been in the Marvel trifecta. You know, he was a part of
Yes.
Fox whenever that was its own separate thing. He was a part of Sony with Spider-Man, and then now he's a part of Marvel Studios with Moon Knight. So he's
And
been
then
he's been all around.
Now he's got to get into a Disney movie, and then he can get the Disney trifecta with Marvel, Star Wars, and Disney.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He's got to be in all the trifecta.
Yes.
Okay, let's see. So then he can be in a DC movie, but then what would be the third to that?
I don't know.
A Boom Studios movie.
Oh,
He
Lord.
could join the Bloodshot universe, the VCU,
Yeah.
the Valiant's
Yes.
comic
Oh
universe.
right, Valiant. Yeah, that would be the
Right,
closest.
Valiant.
That would be the closest one.
The
Yeah,
triple trifecta.
but yeah,
Yeah, I think for me, it's Spider-Verse, right? So we're going to see at least 3, almost definitely more Spideys in the movie. One of whom's obviously going to be Miles, one of whom's obviously going to be Spider-Man 2099. But if I'm being honest, I would be so game if Spider-Verse 2 was just a Spider-Man 2099, Miguel O'Hara team up with Miles Morales Spider-Man. Because I love Spider-Man 2099. I fell in love with his suit years before I knew anything about the character.
yeah,
And I've read a good bit of his original run, and they relaunched him a few years back. He's so cool.
Yeah,
the suit design's awesome. The whole 2099 universe kicks ass. And I'm really excited for that.
I barely know anything about Spider-Man 2099, but it does have a special place in my heart, because as a kid, I remember looking at Spider-Man 2099 and liking it just because it was Spider-Man 2099. He was in the future. He had a different suit. It was completely different. And I remember like begging my parents, like in like, I don't know, Toys R Us or something, for a Spider-Man 2099 toy, knowing absolutely nothing about it. I didn't get it, but I really wanted it. And so,
That's what counts.
But the fact of the matter is that I really, really, really wanted a Spider-Man 2099 toy, and I knew absolutely nothing about Spider-Man 2099. So I mean, I think that just goes to show like the popularity of the character, even if I don't necessarily know anything about that world or that character. I mean, it's still a really popular character just for the design alone.
Mhm.
So I think it's really awesome to see them moving towards Spider-Man 2099 in the sequel. I think it's going to bring in a lot of people. I at least people my age, because I mean, Spider-Man 2099 was a big deal for kids my age. I mean, I remember talking about like in the playground, like, hey, did you know that there's a Spider-Man in the year 2099? Something like that, So yeah, I mean, it's cool. So I love seeing that they're doing something with that, and I especially love that post-credit scene with Oscar Isaac in the role. It's great.
All I can say is it is really good to be Oscar Isaac right now. He's got a lot
Sure, yeah.
Lot coming.
Well,
Yeah,
imagine this though. I mean, he almost was killed off in like the first scene of Star Wars, but then J.J. Abrams decided to keep him around. So just think about how different things would be if Oscar Isaac was killed in that first scene of Force Awakens.
Right.
Definitely would have set things
I can't even imagine.
Different path.
Yeah.
But yeah. You mentioned Star Wars. I'm gonna take that and run with it. Because we've got some news that is both Marvel and Star Wars related, but it all centers around the same guy. Rich, you wanna tell the fans what's going down?
Yeah, so there's a guy by the name of Michael Waldron. Maybe you've heard of him, maybe you haven't. He right now has finished writing season 1 of Loki. He was also confirmed to not only be writing season 2 of Loki, which is already in development. He was also hired on as the writer for the Kevin Feige produced Star Wars movie. Now, we know nothing about this Kevin Feige produced Star Wars movie at all, other than it has Kevin Feige attached to it, and now Michael Waldron. But
wait, hold on. Is Michael Waldron, what is he attached to do? Is he attached to direct?
He's a head writer. He's a head writer and executive producer of Loki, season 1 and 2.
Okay.
And he's going to be one of the writers on the Star Wars movie.
Okay.
But they apparently love him at Disney because he is going to be sticking around for a while.
He I had to go double check this because I was pretty sure, but not 1,000%. He also wrote Doctor Strange too. He did Multiverse of Madness as well.
Okay.
He was one of the writers of Doctor Strange too.
Also known as Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse Continue.
Part 2.
I mean, I didn't say anything, but I actually don't have insider knowledge about that. But I mean, do I really need to? It's pretty clear.
It's going to be there for
It's pretty clear what they're doing with that movie with Sam Raimi attached, and then Kevin Feige said that there's a connection.
And Doctor Strange was one of the first big players officially attached to Spider-Man 3 as well.
That's right. He's in Spider-Man, so
those movies are going to feed into each other in a huge way.
Right along with the Electro news.
But I mean, I think this is definitely good news to see Disney bringing in some newish people to kind of headline a lot more of these newer productions. It blows my mind that Loki they're already talking about Loki season 2, and we won't get Loki season 1 till the summer, right? May. So
May is Loki.
So like really late spring. So yeah, that's crazy. I mean, the same thing happened with Mandalorian though. I believe Mandalorian was renewed for its second season like a week before it premiered.
Yeah, it was really close to that.
So, and I think I actually talked about Loki being in development for season 2 like a couple months back on my show.
It's been for a while.
This has been a thing for a while. So yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, it makes sense. Loki is a hugely popular character. I'm sure the show is going to absolutely kick ass. It gets Tom Hiddleston in his own show for Marvel. So that's going to be awesome. So I'm excited to see that Loki is sticking around because a lot of these like Marvel shows and especially in Star Wars, it seems like they're doing more like one shot kind of stuff with like especially like Obi-Wan. I know it's supposed to be just one and done, one season and done. I think Lando is the same way.
Wouldn't surprise me.
And so I'm kind of worried about that with something like WandaVision. I don't see how they continue WandaVision after because with what I have in my head that I think is WandaVision, which probably isn't because nobody actually knows what WandaVision is except for maybe a little bit of Richard. So from what I have in my head of WandaVision, I don't see how they continue afterwards with a second season of WandaVision. So that's one that I could see being a one season and done. But Loki, I'm glad to see that they're going forward with that one. Falcon and the Winter Soldier I could see going on for a little while. I mean, because it's not like Sam Wilson becomes Captain America and that's the story, So I wonder if they're going to still call it Captain Winter Soldier though, if one of them becomes Captain.
I have heard rumors that there might be a different name for the second season. So
okay,
we'll see.
so well that they may answer our question, but so I'm a long ramble short. I'm glad to see that Loki is moving forward with more than just one season and is not just a one shot like some of the other Disney Plus projects. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what's going on with Loki.
Yeah, no doubt. Loki, I think for me is definitely the Disney Plus TV show of the ones that we've seen the trailers for and stuff that I'm most excited for. Moon Knight obviously still got the top spot, but the Loki trailer blew me away. I've been super excited for the project since it was announced. And then on the Michael Waldron side of things, it makes me really happy because my dream job would be to be a screenwriter, to be in Michael Waldron's shoes, right? You know, writing Star Wars movies and Marvel Disney Plus shows and just living the dream, right? And he was, unless I'm mistaken, and perhaps I am, maybe he like wrote some amazing movie out there that everyone knows about, and I'd never heard the dude's name before. And now he's doing Loki, he's doing Doctor Strange, he's doing Kevin Feige's Star Wars movie, and that is awesome. And it shows to me, it shows me that they have the utmost faith in this guy as a writer, and Feige rarely steers us wrong, so I'm going to trust it. You know, hopefully that pans out well. The one thing I will say though, Kevin Feige's Star Wars movie terrifies me because it's going to be amazing, and Feige's probably going to leave. You know, he's not. There will be a day that Feige will depart the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and it would not surprise me in the slightest if that is to go join the Star Wars things. You know, you were talking about a little bit of a lack of appreciation for Kathleen Kennedy earlier in the private chat. You know how happy people would be if Kevin Feige was like the new head of Lucasfilm? People would lose their damn minds, you know. And he won't be here forever. He won't be here forever.
Here's the difference between Kathleen Kennedy and Kevin Feige. Kathleen Kennedy is trying to be the head of the company as well as the person trying to put the story all together. Whereas Kevin Feige is just pretty much putting the story together. It's not like he's the CEO of Marvel, right? It's not like
he wasn't always. But
he's the I think he's the CCO or the
he's the chief creative officer.
But he's not the chief executive
you're right. That's my bad.
Of Lucasfilm. Where Marvel. Whereas Kathleen Kennedy is she is the top dog at Lucasfilm, and she's also trying to put together the story. Now. That's not necessarily me defending Kathleen Kennedy's choices because I'm definitely not a fan of most of them. But you know, it's definitely one of. I don't see Kevin Feige leaving for Star Wars. I mean, I may be wrong, but I'm gonna
pull some quotes after this that are gonna break your heart because it was a while ago from Kevin Feige talking about people asking him. Is there a foreseeable end to your tenure here? Like now that the Infinity Saga's come to a close and you've got all this stuff, like how long are you planning to be here? And what he said, and I'm loosely paraphrasing here, he was effectively like, I will leave once like it's not fun anymore, you know? But clearly he's still loving it. Clearly he's got a huge
he's greenlit 20 projects. So I mean,
there are 25 projects coming out of the next.
A great time, and the almost guaranteed universal positive reception to the Disney Plus shows and the upcoming movies. I imagine will bring him the same joy and pride that the Infinity Saga did. So no, I'm not saying that he's going to leave anytime soon. Even if his Star Wars movie was to come out in just a few years, but I think. For me, it could be the beginning of the end. I guess that's the best way to put it, and that frightens me because Feige's done so much for us, you know? Like, I love that guy. I don't see it.
Not even from that quote. I don't really see it quite yet. I mean, sure, he'll leave sometime. I just don't think the time is soon. If we could backpedal for a quick second and then maybe come back to this. You mentioned that who was it that we were just talking about 2 seconds ago for Loki and
Michael Waldron?
Yeah. So we were talking about how he was kind of fresh on the block when it comes to this kind of stuff. But so I was thinking about it and I was actually correct. So Ryan Coogler was actually pretty fresh on the scene whenever he did Black Panther. He had just directed Creed with Michael B. Jordan. And then he directed a biopic also with Michael B. Jordan before that, I believe. But then that was pretty much it. The other than that, he only did short films, and then boom, Black Panther. So Marvel kind of is having this trend of bringing in fairly new people to direct these huge, major blockbuster films. So
I was thinking the same thing with John Watts and Taika Waititi, because Taika Waititi had basically done, I can't remember the movie, but it's Three Vampires That Will Huddle Together. So he had done that, and then John Watts had done Buddy Cop, I think it was called. And now they're like two of the biggest names in the whole MCU right now.
Well, yeah, he did the Spider-Man trilogy, and then he did John Watts, and then he's getting ready to do Fantastic Four. So that's crazy.
What we do in the shadows? What we do in the shadows for Taika Waititi?
That's what it is.
Yes.
But no, the MCU definitely has a habit of doing this, of bringing in lesser known names and elevating, like Chloe Zhao doing the Eternals. She has Nomadland. And then she has another feature, but I can't remember the name of it. But that's going to be a huge, colossally important movie. And she, relatively unknown director. And I believe she wrote the film too, if I'm not mistaken.
She's part writer,
Yeah, they're trusting her with a lot. And so it's not just Michael Waldron. I think if we were to go and look through the creative teams for all of the upcoming Disney Plus shows and movies, Marvel Studios movies, we would see a lot of that. And I think that's awesome, and it makes me hope that maybe they'll hire me someday too, maybe. Probably not, but we're going to try.
We'll see. Anything's
possible. That is the dream. See, was there any other big Marvel news that we need to get into? Something I'm not considering right now.
Only really quickly, Dave Bautista and Karen Gillan were confirmed for Love and Thunder, which I'm basically just assuming the Guardians are going to be in it, all of them at some point, because Chris Pratt's already been confirmed, Pom Clementieff's already been confirmed. Now Bautista and Karen Gillan.
Gamora is the only Guardian I do not expect to see in Love and Thunder.
That'd be fair.
Perhaps,
Everyone else I figure will make a run.
I don't think we'll see her until Guardians 3.
It's tough though. I feel like it's rather unlikely we will get Rocket or Groot confirmed, simply because they are not going to arrive on set in Australia, because there's no need for that. But Rocket's one of my favorite characters.
Oh, I love Rocket.
I'm like, maybe my favorite character in the MCU. I don't know. He's definitely up there. He's definitely who I would be most excited to get more scenes. And his banter with Thor in Endgame was so great. Their chemistry was.
We'll find out if Rocket and Groot is in Love and Thunder if we Sean Gunn on the set with a bunch of tennis balls on his face or whatever. So
that's a good point.
So see Sean Gunn in Australia. Rocket's going to be in it.
That's dope. So that's cool. All right. Well, I believe that will wrap up our Marvel stuff for now. On the DC side of things, there's been some interesting stuff, some Joker stuff related. Bryce, if you wanna tell the fans about
sure,
that.
yeah. I mean, it's been Joker season here lately on the Illuminerdi. It seems like almost everything I write is Joker related now. But so Zack Snyder did confirm that Jared Leto's Joker is in the film. It was basically confirmed before, but now it's coming from himself, saying that Jared Leto is in the movie as Joker, because he revealed that there's going to be 2 scenes that were not in the original cut, his original cut, that are going to be in the film. Only 2. So before, people were thinking that there's going to be way more. So it's only 2 new scenes. One of them includes Jared Leto's Joker, and the other is an unspecified scene that he didn't mention anything about. So I speculated that it could have something to do with maybe what did I actually say? I have it pulled over here. Like maybe Green Lantern, and then Martian Manhunter is also a character that was said to have been in the Snyder Cut. So, and then who else? Yeah. So I think Comic Book Movie also had similar. Comicbookmovie.com also had similar speculation to that of mine.
Yeah.
Also, just in case people think I tried to copy them or anything.
But I'm bummed Martian Manhunter hasn't been in the DCEU yet.
I'm
awesome.
Well, he might be. He might be.
I hope so.
Yeah.
The actor actually saw posted fan art of Martian Manhunter either today or yesterday.
Yeah, so he's cast. There is an actor for Martian Manhunter. It's
Right.
and he was
General
in Man of Steel.
In
Swanwick,
and he's in
from
BVS too.
Yes, he is.
So, but
Both
he
those
just hasn't been revealed as Martian Manhunter yet. So hopefully we do get to see that, and then maybe even get to see more Martian Manhunter in the future if he is revealed in Zack Snyder's Justice League. I also do hope that we get to see more of the Green Lantern Corps. I have heard that was more in Snyder's version instead of just an off scene in the Whedon cut or the was it the Justice League. So yeah, because they were in just that one scene, right? In the flashback with it was supposed to be Darkseid, but it was actually Steppenwolf in the job.
Yeah.
And I have I think a pretty important question about the runtime. I'm curious to see your insight on. And I'm very organically going to ask you in just a moment. I'm definitely not ending the Zoom call right now and setting up another one. That is not.
We definitely have not run out of time, and we're definitely not cheap enough to continue to use the free version. Well, how many episodes are we in? 5?
Yeah.
5 episodes into the show.
It's not what's happening, guys.
We will not be right back. We're gonna stick here. So.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Hey guys, why am I?
Hey guys, we just wanted to say hi again in the middle of the show for no reason at all.
It's just all love, We're just spreading that positivity.
We just wanted to make sure you guys were still active in the chat right there. Just wanted to say hi.
Yeah. Hello, everybody.
So we never left.
About the runtime for Snyder Cut.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, you mentioned that Snyder himself confirmed that there's only 2 new scenes filmed for Justice League, one featuring the Joker and then one that's undisclosed. But he very famously advertised the original cut of the film as being 214 minutes long. It comes out to like about 3.5 hours, right? But it's been, I believe it's been confirmed that it's a 4-hour cut, right?
Yes.
That each episode will run for about an hour. So are those 2 scenes just incredibly long? Or are we being misled?
Are they 15 minutes each?
You bring up a great point, Corbin.
No, I feel like no one's asked this before, and it seems weird to me.
Is the math all right? So wait, how many minutes?
214 minutes.
I think it's okay. So 60, 120, 180, maybe 240. So
3.5 hours, 3.5666666. So
it's about a little over 3.5 hours. Yeah.
3.56 repeating essentially. So yeah.
So it's between.
We're gonna get a lot of Joker, everybody. No.
That's if he's telling the truth, we really are. We're gonna see like as much of Jared Leto's Joker in this movie as we did in Suicide Squad, if that is what's going down. If they're not.
So here's the thing. I do have not that much, but a little bit experience and so there is the assembly cut, which is the absolute first cut of the movie that he did. And I believe that's the cut that he's referring to, is the assembly cut. So that's just whatever came together within the first cut of the film that they did. So it's very well that they could have already cut scenes for because it's actually something that I forgot to mention. This is actually important to this, is that Zack Snyder was filming scenes separate from what he was actually supposed to be shooting.
Yeah, I saw that.
Hear about that,
to hopefully try and sneak them in. To his vision. So he was sneakily shooting different scenes that weren't supposed to be in the film. So my thing is that those scenes probably aren't included in the original assembly cut, and that's where the extra 30 minutes might be coming from.
That's a good point.
Yeah, that would definitely make sense. I mean, we were talking about Martian Manhunter a second ago, so it's General Swanwick in Man of Steel and BVS. And another character in the film that works closely with him, even though it's a bit of a smaller role, is Major Carrie Ferris.
Right.
And I had the opportunity to interview the actress who plays her, Christina Wren, on her new show, LA Macabre, and that interview's up now. Go check it out. That was easily my favorite interview that I've conducted thus far. She was incredible, super fun to talk to. And her character, Carrie Ferris, is the DCU's equivalent of Carol Ferris, who is a known part of the Green Lantern side of the universe. And she actually becomes a superhero named Star Sapphire in the comics. It's the pink ring of the whole Lantern
She's Hal
spectrum.
Jordan's girlfriend, right?
Yes.
Or wife,
correct.
or whatever. Yeah.
Blake Lively in the Ryan Reynolds movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she was fantastic in LA Macabre. She was hilarious and entertaining in the few scenes that she does have in Man of Steel and BVS. And I would give my soul for a Martian Manhunter Star Sapphire team up project in the DCU. That'd be so freaking cool, man.
I just want Martian
HBO
Manhunter
Max?
to come to life.
Yeah, I think they both deserve more of a presence in the DCU going forward.
Well, I
Agreed.
mean, I will say this: we don't know about the canonicity with the DCU, but HBO Max is making a Green Lantern show,
Yes.
and they're going throughout all kinds of different. I just hit my mic. All kinds of different time frames of
Mhm.
Green Lantern. So it's possible that they could expand to the other cores and do something like a Star Sapphire, not Starfire, and bring her in. I think that'd be cool. I think a team up project with Martian Manhunter sounds pretty niche, so I don't know if they would do it, but it'd be cool nonetheless.
Yeah, no doubt.
So,
dude, it pisses me off so bad that we have no idea where Green Lantern and Justice League Dark and Strange Adventures fit into the DC, live action multiverse. We don't know if it's part of the Arrowverse. We don't know if it's related to Titans. We don't know if it's part of the DC.
Yeah.
Freaking
it's definitely
tell us.
not the Arrowverse.
It's
because
a much higher budget than the Arrowverse. So
and David Ramsey would be starring if
Diggle.
it were
That's
a part
good
of
point.
the Arrowverse. So
That's a good point.
Based off all the news we've been getting recently, it seems like the Arrowverse may be ending sooner rather than later anyway. Because
I would not be surprised.
There's at least 3 or 4 shows that are either
Supergirl's
over or
Supergirl's on its way out.
Black Lightning's on its way out.
Flash not.
Flash is still going. Black Lightning's on its way out. Arrow's already over. I've been hearing behind the scenes stuff. Now, this is just me hearing things, so this isn't a confirmation. But I've also heard
an exclusive. Don't treat it like
not
it is,
an
guys.
exclusive. Don't take this as a news report. This is just me talking from what I've heard in a private conversation with somebody. Not close to the project, so nobody's gonna get fired. But I'll just say it. I was talking to Joe one day, and Joe and Joe Deckelmeyer of the Illuminerdi, and he mentioned to me at one point that he heard that Legends of Tomorrow was on its way out. Which doesn't surprise me as well. At least I think it was Joe. It was definitely somebody.
And they also passed over
they
also passed over the Green Arrow spinoff. So
yeah, Green Arrow and the Canaries.
Oh yeah,
Dude,
that did not get picked up.
The tough thing about that, I really just felt bad about because I'm not an Arrowverse guy. I will go and watch them eventually, probably not for a few years, but I'll get to it. But that spinoff, the backdoor pilot for that came out so long ago. And I've seen online the fans that were hoping for it, just waiting, and months and months and months go by. And then they finally get news and it's canceled. And that's just gotta suck, man.
Yeah, that does happen.
It's just heartbreaking.
I mean, the backdoor pilot for Green Arrow and the Canaries was
not that good.
So
that's tough.
And then the whole build up to Green Arrow, like basically all of season 8 of Arrow, like they did have some wrap up stuff in Arrow season 8, but it was mostly setting up Green Arrow and the Canaries, and now it has just all led to nothing. So that kind of burns a little bit. That kind of stinks. My only thing saying that that maybe they're not doing not ending the Arrowverse as soon as you think is that, well, Legends of Tomorrow isn't confirmed. Like I said, that was just me talking with somebody behind the scenes, just rumors. So don't take that as confirmed.
It's not over yet.
So I don't know that, and that was a while ago too. Like this was like whenever the Supergirl news was dropping.
Yeah.
So and that still hasn't been mentioned. So it very well could have been just something that was supposed to happen and didn't, or maybe just was never going to happen. But Superman and Lois is
and Batwoman.
that is
We got Batwoman season 2 coming.
right, and that show is still new, and they're doing something with it. That there's the whole drama with that. But I mean, Superman and Lois is brand new. They're not going to bring out a brand new Superman show and not bring it out for as long as they can. I've also heard rumors of a Wonder Girl show in development, and then I've also heard, and this one's been widely reported, that they're doing a spin-off with Black Lightning, I believe.
Yeah, it's called Painkiller. He's a supporting character.
And then there was another one too. What was it called? Let me do some research on that. But my thing is that they're still do new Arrowverse projects.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of what prevents me from saying that it's ending.
As long as they get the views, there is still a market for the CW shows. The Arrowverse fandom, while they're not maybe quite as high profile and as outspoken as like the Snyder cult and the MCU diehards who we call our crazy group of friends. Oh yeah, right on. That's a Bendis character, isn't it? Yeah.
So it's assumed that it's going to take place in the Arrowverse. Now, Stargirl is kind of one of those weird ones where it's not technically on Earth Prime, but it also is technically a part of the Arrowverse too, because it's Earth 2. So even Stargirl, even though it's not in the Arrowverse, it kind of is. So
I gotta tell y'all something terrible, and then we'll move off the Arrowverse. So when Stargirl season 1 was going, I was watching it and I was reviewing the episodes on a pretty routine basis, and I was enjoying it a lot. I thought it was pretty fun. And then they announced that season 2 was going exclusively to the CW, and I didn't even finish season 1 at that point. My level of disdain for like the Arrowverse and my just lack of interest in it just killed my interest in Stargirl. I still haven't finished it, man.
They definitely got a little crazy whenever they started doing like 50 spinoffs. I loved it whenever it was Flash and Arrow. That was amazing. Supergirl season 1 was amazing on CBS. I really loved that. But then kind of after that, it was just a kind of a steady decline for the Arrowverse since then. I loved Crisis. I seem to be in the minority for that. I absolutely loved the absolute craziness of that. It was basically DC's Avengers Endgame, and I loved it for that. Some people say they didn't do as good of a job as Endgame, and well, of course, of course they did.
It's a CW versus Marvel Studios, like there's no contest.
But I think for what it was, I loved Crisis on Infinite Earths, just for the crazy universe hopping. And then we got to see Brandon Routh actually finish his Superman arc. Oh, that was awesome. They turned his Superman into, and then technically Christopher Reeve Superman as well, into Kingdom Come Superman, which was awesome. Because I guess it's supposed to be the same Superman, even though they're really clearly not. But they go with it. They commit to it. So, in fact, they actually mentioned it was previously assumed that Superman in 3 and 4 were no longer canon after Superman Returns, but then Brandon Routh mentioned events from those films in Crisis. So, but I love especially the Brandon Routh stuff. Everything like he was there as Adam too, but him as Superman, that was awesome. So just for that alone, I loved Crisis on Infinite.
We'll have to keep an eye on to see how long the Arrowverse actually lasts.
I think it's got a lot longer than it seems like. They've apparently still going forward with Batwoman. They've got a brand new Superman show. I mean, Superman, that's a big deal. I mean, that's arguably, in my opinion, the most popular superhero of all time. With that trifecta with Superman, Batman, and Spider-Man, like I mentioned before in a previous episode. So, I mean, that's a big deal. And then they've got Painkiller, they've got Naomi, and now while I don't believe those have been fully picked up for series yet, and Wonder Girl. And Wonder Girl as well.
Yes, and Wonder Girl.
So, those three new projects for the Arrowverse have supposedly been announced. Like I said, they could be Arrowverse adjacent, like the sort of
like Stargirl is.
Stargirl situation. Painkiller definitely can't be because
Mhm.
because the Black Lightning spinoff and he's in Earth Prime.
Mhm.
But I think Naomi is I from what I'm hearing is definitely in the Arrowverse.
Okay.
So and Wonder Girl, I guess, could be the only one to where they could do some weird thing like what they did with Supergirl until they changed it.
I mean, Black Lightning wasn't in the Arrowverse at first either.
Right?
Neither
Yeah,
was
and Black
Constantine,
Lightning. Yeah.
You know.
So, well, Constantine's a weird one. So technically, Constantine always was because the Constantine in the Arrowverse is the Constantine that was in the show.
Yeah.
But the show wasn't made to be an Arrowverse show.
Yeah, and it was on NBC too, wasn't it? Or
it was on NBC.
It was on a different network.
So it's a little
it was on a
different
different
because Supergirl and Black Lightning were distinctly different universes. Whereas Constantine, they crammed him into Earth
They
One.
just decided they were one after
right.
the fact.
Yeah.
So technically he was always in the Arrowverse. But,
Gotcha. I didn't know that.
You know,
But-
the whole overall thing about this,
Yeah.
DC's got to get their plans right for the movies and the shows. They
Yeah.
got to get their plans straight.
I
No,
mean, the thing with the Arrowverse is that there was never supposed to be an Arrowverse.
Right.
It was supposed to be Arrow, and that's
That
what
was
they
it.
wanted to do. They wanted to do it like Smallville. It's its own thing. It's just Arrow. But
Mhm.
then they had that episode with Barry Allen in it, and
Season
everybody loved it. And it was kind of a backdoor pilot to The Flash, and everybody enjoyed it. So they made The Flash, and then it was supposed to be okay. So it's the Arrow and the Flash. It's really cool. So they can team up every once in a while. They do that all the time in the animated series in the comics.
Mhm.
So it's cool. Like, yeah. So it's the Arrow Flash first, but then Supergirl was announced, and then it was kind of like, well, like, wait a minute. So Superman definitely doesn't exist in the Arrowverse. So what's going on with Supergirl? And then
Right.
Supergirl came out on CBS, so it's like, okay, maybe it's not. But then Flash showed up in an episode of Supergirl. So then they did explain the alternate universe thing, but it's just like, okay. So and then they made Legends, which Legends is just weird. I mean, it was always meant to be that way.
That's still weird.
Legends definitely has its moments. But I mean, Legends is literally just, let's just take every side character that they can't spin off into their own show and put them all into one. And then that was what Legends was. Black Lightning, I think that was a really cool, interesting one. I never got into it, but I think it was really cool, the father aspect to it. Obviously, I'm not a father, so I'm not going to relate to that. So I didn't really get into Black Lightning. And then there's more, right? I'm missing one. Batwoman. I tried Batwoman. I did actually get like halfway through Batwoman, and then I was done. And then I think I stopped watching Arrow in season 5, and then Flash after season 3.
All right.
So otherwise than that, I've pretty much been out, and I come back for the crossovers.
Fair enough.
So I guess that's a retrospective of my entire Arrowverse history. I didn't mean to go on that huge long rant.
No,
I
it's all
apologize
good,
for
man.
that.
I enjoyed it. No doubt.
I just got done. I'm just like, wait a minute, how long have I been talking for? Like,
It's all good.
But yeah, I think we've hit all of the big spots that I wanted to cover today. Do either of you guys have any other news you want to talk about on the show?
I think I've run my time with that Arrowverse rant.
Fair enough. What about you, Rich?
Well, one of the last thing I was thinking, kind of DC related. I got my first DC exclusive the other week, which is awesome for the Illuminerdi. Couple new Peacemaker roles.
Yes,
one
Peacemaker
of them,
Nation.
I saw that there was a new Peacemaker article out. And I go, oh, cool. Corbin wrote a new Peacemaker article.
that one was.
And then I see you on the byline. I'm like, wait a minute, Richard.
Wait a second.
So no, it's definitely cool. I was just surprised to see you on the byline because Corbin, I believe, has wrote every single Peacemaker exclusive except for Richard, right?
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, but yeah, I was suffering from the road trip through hell, and I had a bunch on my plate with like the interview and several other projects I was working on at the time. Yeah. So I was I enjoyed reading the article. But yeah, tell us about it. Tell the fans about it, because obviously, You know what's in it.
Yeah.
It,
so there's 2 new roles, both supporting roles. One of them could connect back to either I'm thinking Amanda Waller or Jennifer Holland's character that she's playing. I can't remember her name for the life of me.
It's it's like NSA agent, like I want to say Amelia Harcourt.
Yes,
like
Amelia
that.
Harcourt. That's exactly it. That's exactly
right on.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
So they could be entangled somehow. A little supporting role that way. And
so I'm hearing Amanda Waller's safe in the Suicide Squad with James Gunn. Then
no guarantees, man. Gunn said it himself. Anyone could die. But
he's killed off Yondu and Groot, and one of those is stuck.
Yeah, but Amanda Waller is Peacemaker. I mean, I think that makes her pretty safe,
Well, Peacemaker's a prequel,
Oh, wait, what?
Peacemaker's a prequel. Yeah, it's a prequel to the Suicide Squad.
Okay, so Peacemaker isn't even safe then. So
no guarantees. No, he's not.
Never mind. I can totally, dude. He's gonna. All right, Peacemaker's dead then, because that is going to be the biggest WTF moment of the movie if James Gunn kills John Cena's Peacemaker. Because everybody knows about the show coming out. So if he kills Peacemaker, that is going to be a huge talking point of that film. And that's going to get trending if they do that.
Well, at least for me, they're going to have to kill him off if he's going to play the Thing in Fantastic Four.
Yeah, right.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he was in my fan cast too. So
me too.
But
yeah, that's all from me. I think that just about wraps it up, right?
Right on. Yeah, dope. Now, Peacemaker should be a good time. Me and Richard and the whole Illuminati squad are going to keep bringing y'all that news. We're going to keep bringing you all the news we can about Marvel, Star Wars, DC, anything in the entertainment industry. We love doing this. We love talking to you guys in the chat. I can't wait to do that when we premiere this. So yeah, we gotta
figure out live sometime here soon.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, that'll definitely
we can start doing live questions. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
It'll definitely be a high priority for early 2021 to get live streaming going with the show.
We get WandaVision in less than a week, so get ready.
Oh, that's next episode, right? Next episode. Yep. Next episode, we got 2 episodes. So don't accidentally spoil episode 3 because you've watched that one too. So
I promise I won't. I promise. I won't. No spoilers.
There was one last thing I just remembered before we call this a day. Richard, you had some exciting news pertaining to the Disney Plus shows that I want to get out there.
So next week I'm going to be starting the Illuminati's official MCU recap show. So I'm going to be starting off with WandaVision, going on through Falcon, Winter Soldier, Loki. We'll have guest stars on. Hopefully you guys will get to join me at some point. But
we will definitely see you there.
This is going to be my first real hosting, my own thing experience. So it's going to be really fun. And this is literally the first official MCU Marvel content I've gotten to write about in the entire time I've been writing. So I am so beyond pumped. I can't even tell you.
That's dope.
Yeah, I don't know if you could tell, but I was so confused there for a second. I'm like, what? Marvel Disney Plus news? And then I'm like, oh yeah, his show. I thought we were talking about some sort of exclusive news that we had.
Oh,
I was like, what? Like we're doing this like right at the end of the show. We forgot it.
Cool.
And I'm like, okay.
Nothing that cool.
No, don't say so.
I'm definitely excited for you on that. Yeah,
I'm excited. Awesome. Does the show have a title yet? I forgot to ask.
We're working on it. I will let
Richard
you know.
Nebens show.
Untitled Richard Nebens project.
Yeah.
God.
Put that on IMDb, Wikipedia.
Lord.
Yeah.
As soon as it has a name, we'll be posting it on our social medias and everything.
Sweet.
Awesome. Yeah.
All right, dope. Well, I'm super excited for that. Be sure to tune into Richard's show. Tune into us next week on on It's All Connected and the Illuminerdi.com. That's the other. That's who obviously allows us to do this. Allows us to get this news out to you. So yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. It's All Connected. Have a good one.
See you, everybody.